Woo! Disney just snubbed Ryan Reynolds big time. Also, our friend Lauren, the Court of Random Opinion, is front page on page 6, accusing Blake Lively of intimidation.
This case has always been about facts. It hasn't been about the people, the Time 100.
Never underestimate a woman's ability to endure pain.
It hasn't been about Saturday Night Live tours.
How's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Nothing is as significant as taking her deposition and showing the truth to show that there was.
A seismic shift appears to be occurring within Disney's corporate hierarchy, with ramifications that extend far beyond the entertainment industry's typical business decisions. Recent developments suggest that Ryan Reynolds, once considered untouchable following the unprecedented success of Deadpool and Wolverine, may be experiencing significant professional consequences linked to ongoing legal controversies surrounding his wife.
Blake Lively will be required to answer most questions, whether or not she wants to or not. I would not be surprised if this deposition goes for a few days. Blake Lively has the burden of proof. This deposition, could be crucial in terms of whether or not Baldoni can win the case.
Blake Lively. The situation presents a complex web of corporate politics, legal strategy, and reputational management that threatens to reshape how major studios approach celebrity partnerships. Simultaneously, content creators across social media platforms are mounting an unprecedented legal resistance against what they characterize as intimidation tactics designed to silence criticism through abuse of the discovery process.
It was the scariest thing to ever happen to us on the internet. Me and my best friend run the TikTok account Pop Diaries. We make videos about pop culture just like thousands of other people, but a couple weeks ago, we found out through social media, not the courts, that Blake Lively subpoenaed TikTok should get our private information. That includes our names, IP addresses, SIM card data, contacts, bank information, even our payment method.
These parallel developments raise fundamental questions about power dynamics in Hollywood, the limits of corporate tolerance for controversy, and the evolving rights of digital content creators to express opinions about public figures without fear of legal retaliation.
All because we criticized how she promoted It Ends With Us. That's it. We were never warned or contacted, and by the time we found out the deadline had already passed, our data could have already been handed over without us even knowing. We panicked. We spent days while working full-time learning how to file a legal motion just to protect ourselves. We're not lawyers.
The relationship between Disney and Ryan Reynolds represents one of the most successful celebrity studio partnerships in recent entertainment history. Deadpool and Wolverine generated approximately $1.3 billion in global box office revenue, making it a standout success during a period when the Marvel Cinematic Universe has struggled to maintain its pre-pandemic dominance.
Stressful this has all been. We've been terrified. And now, just like she did to other creators, Blake's team will probably withdraw our subpoena before the judge can even look at our case. That way she avoids consequences while we're left with the stress, the trauma, and the fear that she already got what she wanted. Like us, many other content creators have been subpoenaed by Blake, most of whom are women, some of which are DV survivors. We don't know if TikTok gave her our info, or we can't get answers, and that's what's so terrifying. If a celebrity can weaponize the legal system to silence anonymous creators just for speaking out, what does that mean for anyone who ever criticizes someone powerful online? We're speaking up because this affects every creator who should be allowed to share their opinions without being hunted down for it. Please share this. We're not staying silent, and we will fight for our First Amendment rights.
Reynolds' acquisition of Deadpool through Disney's purchase of Fox positioned him as a key creative voice within the Marvel ecosystem. His maximum effort production company became instrumental not only in film production but also in marketing strategies that helped differentiate Marvel properties in an increasingly saturated superhero market.
That shade. Deadpool Wolverine grossed $1.3 billion. It seemed to set the tone for the MCU moving forward, and now the rumors are, nope, we're not going to get there.
However, this partnership now faces unprecedented strain due to the ongoing legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, director of It Ends With Us.
The real reason Blake Lively got all that bad press over the summer was because of the marketing, because of the choices in the marketing. And Sony wasn't in charge of the marketing in that movie. It was clearly Maximum effort.
The lawsuit, which centers on allegations of sexual harassment and retaliation, has generated significant negative publicity for both Lively and Reynolds, who was reportedly involved in the film's marketing strategy through Maximum Effort. Disney's corporate culture traditionally maintains strict boundaries between talent's personal controversies and
as Disney getting fed up. I firmly believe they're fed up. Look, they filed
business relationships. The company has historically demonstrated willingness to distance itself from talent when legal or reputational issues threaten brand integrity, as evidenced by previous decisions involving other high-profile actors and executives.
out. Speaking of content creators fighting back, she's getting massive press. I know she wasn't expecting this, but Lauren, our own friend of the show, Quarter Random Opinion, Lethal Lauren, she's like front page on various websites. YouTuber accuses Blake of intimidation, harassment, protective order.
A seismic shift appears to be occurring within Disney's corporate hierarchy, with ramifications that extend far beyond the entertainment industry's typical business decisions. Recent developments suggest that Ryan Reynolds, once considered untouchable following the unprecedented success of Deadpool and Wolverine, may be experiencing significant professional consequences linked to ongoing legal controversies surrounding his wife, Blake Lively. The situation presents a complex web of corporate politics, legal strategy, and reputational management that threatens to reshape how major studios approach celebrity partnerships. Simultaneously, content creators across social media platforms are mounting an unprecedented legal resistance against what they characterize as intimidation tactics designed to silence criticism through abuse of the discovery process. These parallel developments raise fundamental questions about power dynamics in Hollywood, the limits of corporate tolerance for controversy, and the evolving rights of digital content creators to express opinions about public figures without fear of legal retaliation. The relationship between Disney and Ryan Reynolds represents one of the most successful celebrity studio partnerships in recent entertainment history. Deadpool and Wolverine generated approximately $1.3 billion in global box office revenue, making it a standout success during a period when the Marvel Cinematic Universe has struggled to maintain its pre-pandemic dominance. Reynolds' acquisition of Deadpool through Disney's purchase of Fox positioned him as a key creative voice within the Marvel ecosystem. His maximum effort production company became instrumental not only in film production but also in marketing strategies that helped differentiate Marvel properties in an increasingly saturated superhero market. However, this partnership now faces unprecedented strain due to the ongoing legal battle between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, director of It Ends With Us. The lawsuit, which centers on allegations of sexual harassment and retaliation, has generated significant negative publicity for both Lively and Reynolds, who is reportedly involved in the film's marketing strategy through maximum effort. Disney's corporate culture traditionally maintains strict boundaries between talent's personal controversies and business relationships. The company has historically demonstrated willingness to distance itself from talent when legal or reputational issues threaten brand integrity, as evidenced by previous decisions involving other high-profile actors and executives. Disney's decision to deprioritize Deadpool for development, despite the franchise's proven financial success, represents a calculated corporate strategy that extends beyond typical production scheduling. Industry sources indicate that the studio is instead focusing resources on Black Panther 3 and a Young X-Men project, effectively sidelining Reynolds' most valuable intellectual property contribution. This strategic pivot becomes particularly significant when examined against Disney's recent motion to quash subpoenas in the Lively Baldoni case. The studio's legal team explicitly sought to distance Disney from any involvement in the controversy, characterizing their inclusion in discovery requests as inappropriate and burdensome. The timing correlation between Disney's legal motion and the Deadpool 4 delay suggests corporate frustration with Reynolds' continued involvement in supporting his wife's legal strategy. Sources within the entertainment industry indicate that Disney executives, potentially including CEO Bob Iger, have expressed concerns about the ongoing negative publicity associated with the case. Reynolds' maximum effort company's involvement in It Ends With Us marketing has created additional complications for Disney. The marketing campaign's execution, which generated significant criticism for its tone-deaf approach to domestic violence themes, has been partially attributed to Maximum Effort's creative direction. This connection creates potential liability exposure for Disney through their business relationship with Reynolds. The decision to pause Deadpool development also reflects broader industry trends toward risk aversion in major studio decision-making. However, the specific circumstances surrounding this delay suggest that reputational concerns may be overriding purely financial considerations, representing a significant shift in Disney's approach to talent management. The legal battle has expanded beyond its original parameters to encompass a broader conflict over digital content creator rights and free speech protections. Multiple TikTok and YouTube creators have found themselves subjected to subpoena requests seeking extensive personal information, including banking details, IP addresses, and contact information. The case of Pop Diaries, a TikTok account operated by anonymous creators, exemplifies the scope and aggressive nature of the discovery strategy employed by Lively's legal team. These creators report learning about their subpoenas through social media rather than official legal notification, discovering that deadlines had already passed before they became aware of the legal action. Content creator Lauren Na, operating under the Court of Random Opinion brand, has emerged as a prominent voice in the resistance movement. Her request for a protective order and sanctions against Lively's legal team has garnered significant media attention, including front-page coverage on major entertainment news platforms. The legal strategy employed by Lively's representatives appears to involve widespread subpoena requests targeting creators who published critical content about her promotional activities for It Ends With Us. This approach has generated accusations of weaponizing the legal system to suppress constitutionally protected speech and intimidate critics through the threat of expensive legal proceedings. Multiple creators have filed motions to quash these subpoenas, arguing that the discovery requests lack proper legal foundation and serve primarily to harass and intimidate rather than gather legitimate evidence. The pattern of subpoena withdrawals following creator resistance suggests a strategy designed to impose costs and stress while avoiding judicial scrutiny of the underlying legal theory. The broader implications extend beyond individual cases to encompass fundamental questions about the balance between celebrity privacy rights and public criticism. Legal experts note that the scope and apparent coordination of these subpoena requests represents an unusual approach that could establish concerning precedents for future celebrity critic disputes. The legal strategy employed in this case presents several concerning elements that extend beyond typical defamation or harassment litigation. The breadth of discovery requests, targeting creators who produced relatively minor critical content, suggests an approach designed more for intimidation than evidence gathering. Legal experts have identified potential abuse of process issues in the subpoena strategy. The pattern of targeting anonymous creators, requesting extensive personal and financial information, and withdrawing subpoenas when faced with resistance indicates a systematic approach that may violate established legal principles governing discovery procedures. The First Amendment implications are particularly significant, as the case involves attempts to identify and obtain personal information about individuals engaged in protected speech activities. Courts have historically applied heightened scrutiny to discovery requests that could chill free speech, particularly when targeting anonymous speakers exercising their constitutional rights. From a strategic perspective, the aggressive legal approach appears to have backfired by generating negative publicity and galvanizing opposition among content creators. The decision to pursue numerous small-scale creators rather than focusing on more substantial targets has created a public relations disaster that may ultimately prove more damaging than the original criticism. The corporate implications for Disney reflect broader industry concerns about association with controversial legal strategies. Major studios typically seek to avoid entanglement in First Amendment controversies, particularly those involving suppression of critical speech, due to potential regulatory and public relations consequences. The pattern of behavior also raises questions about legal ethics and appropriate use of discovery procedures. Bar associations and legal oversight bodies may ultimately review whether the subpoena strategy violates professional conduct standards regarding frivolous or harassing litigation tactics. The Reynolds Disney situation represents a significant test case for how major entertainment corporations balance talent relationships against reputational risks in the digital age. Disney's apparent willingness to sideline a billion-dollar franchise due to associated controversies signals a new level of risk aversion that could reshape celebrity studio partnerships across the industry. The content creator resistance movement has implications that extend far beyond this specific case. The organized legal response, including coordinated motions to quash and protective order requests, demonstrates an evolving sophistication in how digital creators protect their rights against well-funded legal challenges. The precedent established by this case could influence future celebrity responses to online criticism. If the aggressive subpoena strategy proves unsuccessful and generates negative consequences, it may deter similar approaches by other public figures. Conversely, if the strategy achieves its apparent goal of suppressing criticism through intimidation, it could encourage copycat litigation. The ongoing documentary production by affected creators represents another layer of the evolving media landscape, where subjects of criticism can become investigative journalists, documenting the very attempts to silence them. This meta-narrative adds complexity to traditional celebrity media relationships and creates new forms of accountability for public figures. Disney's long-term relationship with Reynolds remains uncertain, with industry observers noting that corporate memory regarding controversial associations can extend well beyond the resolution of immediate legal issues. The Deadpool franchise's future may ultimately depend on broader resolution of the underlying controversies and Reynolds' ability to rehabilitate his public image. The case also highlights the evolving intersection between traditional entertainment industry power structures and democratized digital media platforms. Content creators' ability to organize legal resistance and generate sympathetic media coverage represents a significant shift in power dynamics that major studios and celebrities are still learning to navigate. Looking forward, the resolution of this case will likely establish important precedents for both corporate risk management and content creator rights. The outcome may influence future approaches to celebrity controversy management, discovery abuse prevention, and the protection of anonymous speech in digital media environments.